We are back. Season 4, episode 41. Fucking cranking along.
Here we go.
This might be the first back-to-back episode in about 4 months, but
I think so.
it's all right.
Yeah, here we go. We're here.
We're getting back to it, you know? You can't expect perfection every week out of this style of podcast.
Exactly. I had a old acquaintance come into the shop yesterday that used to go to church with my parents. And he says, "Are you still, you do a podcast, right?" I was like, "Yep." He's like, "What's it called?" I was like, "It's called Mainely Stoopid." And he was like, "Oh, I'll have to check it out." I was like, "I'm going to warn you. It is highly offensive. And I swear, and there's a lot of swearing." He goes, "Oh, I don't give a shit." I was like, "All right. Looks like you strayed from the Bible yourself." But it's good to see him either way.
So speaking of Bible, I've only seen what I've seen on the social medias, a.k.a. TikTok and Instagram and Twitter, about like the confirmation of all these fucking people for Trump, which is wild to me that they're getting confirmed before he's in office. But
I guess it's a long process. I mean,
they were doing like the Secretary of Defense dude.
Yeah, Pete Hegseth.
Yeah. And
They don't like him.
no, but there was one guy, I think he's from Montana senator, who was on the panel and was basically like, you know, "You're up here trying to judge this man's character. Has any one of you ever once called for the resignation of a senator sitting next to you when they got divorced?"
Right.
He's like, "So shut the fuck up."
I saw parts of another. I don't know if it was a confirmation hearing, but they were talking to a guy that was in charge of border patrol.
Yeah.
And AOC was like, "You are aware that you said that you would deport mothers of children or something?" He's like, "Yeah, and I would deport their kids too, together."
Yeah. They can all go together.
Yeah. Or it was something about like separating families or whatever.
Well, similar thing where it's like, yeah, we separate the families, just as if you were driving down the road with your kid in the car and got arrested for DUI. Guess what? You get separated from your child.
Yeah.
So.
Enough of politics.
Yeah.
Before I forget, I'm sure you've seen it on social media, but next week, Wednesday the 22nd, there is the annual meeting for Trout Unlimited Sebago chapter. It's in Westbrook. Well, look at me. From 6 to 8, it's like $25 a ticket. There's a buffet dinner.
Buffet? All you can eat or just like one line?
So. I would assume all you can eat. I got the event right here. So yeah, it's 6 to 9.
Nice.
It's from 6 to 7, happy hour, and all you can eat. 7 to 8, TU presentations, and then 8 to 9, raffle and celebrate. So, I may go. I'm not sure if I will. We'll see. But it's $25 for a ticket. Or if you just want to go to the meeting, it's free.
Who would go there for free?
Right?
Wouldn't you feel a little awkward?
Yeah. So.
Sorry, getting our post up on the social medias.
Oh, we're right on it. That's all I had for current events.
Oh, you trying to enter a little raffle for the old Tie-in Euro Nymph book?
Yeah.
It'd be good for you.
I like those. I like tying Euro nymphs. I don't fish them, but I mean, I guess I fish prayer guns and stuff, but
To fucking tie as much tungsten as you want. Just let me know.
But it's I really enjoy tying those. It's fun to change up colors and different techniques and stuff. Like I've started twisting on the CDC versus just wrapping it on like traditionally. But the other night I was like, I don't want to tie any of those, so I tied zebra midges, and it was just like you could bang them out, which was kind of fun.
Yeah. That's basically why I've settled on I'm going to tie one fly for all of summer. And I think I'm just going to tie like 24 to 36 of them until I run out of materials.
Yeah.
And then just be like, well, fucking here we go. I mean, there's fucking 4 boxes of flies right there.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you've got plenty.
I have plenty to choose from, but there's really only one fly I really love to fish.
Yeah.
The old banjo. We can't call it the guitar minnow. It's not as refined.
And plus, then you gave me all those materials, so I've just been tying those.
Yeah. I got more shit if you need it.
I'm all set right now.
I was literally looking through my stuff yesterday. It was last night I was up there looking over some stuff, and I was like, I should really clean out all of this and just give myself to saltwater flies. Just be like, here you go. Here's probably another 3 years worth of flies. Shit.
Another 3 seasons. One thing Ian and I talked about a couple weeks ago when we tied was like trying to tie more during the fly fishing season. Like if you come back and say, tie me these with these colors, like that type of thing.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll try, but I like to fish.
Yeah.
You know?
Like I think it's cool. Like when we were in New York, we all tied like a little bit. It was nothing crazy, but like it was enough to like just do something at night. Like tie some flies, crank beers, and shoot the shit around the table, which was fun.
I should come on that trip just as your personal tire.
I mean,
I'll set up on the truck at the truck, and just you guys can holler up, hey, we need these colors.
well, the problem was half the time we were fucking not near a truck.
Yeah.
Like, I hope we see the truck in 7 hours. But yeah, I got to bug Aaron on that and see if he's doing it, if he wants to do it again or what he wants to do. Heath and I were talking about, like, either way, probably still going to head that way to do something.
Mm-hmm.
It's just nice to get down to some place where the water's already, like, it's already turning on.
Yeah.
Get down there early, get a good trip in, and then also, like, I don't know. There's so many rivers up here to hit, too, but not at that time of year.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, go get that fixed. Go hit another couple newer. He and I were talking about hitting some other water that we don't just go to. It's, pretty much fish the Rangeley region.
Yep.
Branch out a little bit, maybe.
Well, another thing that we're going to have in our pocket this year is a place to stay in the Moosehead region.
Yeah.
Because
Mike's camp,
and they're in the process of putting the addition on it right now.
So it's got to be cold.
What's that?
That's got to be so cold.
Oh, I'm sure. There was one day they didn't work. It was minus 12. But they've been there every other day. And it's still like single digits. I
am so happy I took essentially a white collar job.
Mm. Yeah. I mean, I work for the blue collar industry, but I'm inside.
Yeah.
So hats off to you.
I saw one of the guys today, like they were out working on something, and I was walking by them on the way to my car with my Axemen fucking middies on and my jacket all zipped up in exactly what I'm wearing, like freezing my ass off. Yeah. I'm like, God, it's really cold. And then I look over, I was like, not that cold, though. That's fucking miserable.
There's been stonemasons coming in for the past 2 weeks straight, filling up propane bottles every single day. for like they've got their huts built,
so
they can have heat on the inside, and it keeps it like above freezing.
Right.
It's not like it's 80 degrees in there.
Yeah, we're not t-shirting inside the old tent.
Like Ben Cole came in to get propane for his, and other guys, and just like filling 100-pounder after 100-pounder to keep them warm. Which fuck that.
You know anybody that wants one of those little patio propane heaters?
Not right off, no.
I have one in my shop. What
did you have one of those for?
Because Kate and Evan had it, because they're, Florida people. So they had it, and they used to have it on their back deck. And then they're like, we're not moving this. So here. And I'm like, okay, cool. And I put it in, like, the side of my shop, and it's sat in the exact same spot since they brought it. The only nice part is it has a little table on it.
Yeah.
So I use that, and I just throw fucking parts and shit on it all the time. But I'm like, I'm never going to use this. Maybe I will eventually, but I got to come see you. I got like 5 empty propane canisters. That was the other thing Evan gave me.
Bunch of propane bottles.
Yeah, he's like, I can't move them. He's like, fuck it, just take them. I was like, dude, I already had like a 3 propane rotation. Like, now I've got 6. Or no.
And it's not like...
I think I've got like 7 or 8.
I'm sorry, but you're not the type of person that empties one, puts a full one on, and then goes and fills the empty one.
No.
You wait until they're all empty.
100%.
You're not one of those. No, like, I really don't know one of those people.
I think you're kind of a psychopath if you keep like 8 full propane
all the time.
I'll go get them all filled at once.
Yeah.
Like, I'll just bite the bullet and bring over fucking 150 pounds worth of fucking propane bottles.
Yeah.
What?
We have a guy that comes in the summer. Every Saturday, he's there getting a propane tank filled. I'm like, how much fucking grilling does this guy do?
Is it empty every day?
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Maybe he's filling like one at a time. Like, he's got 2 in rotation, and he's just trying to get away from his wife and kids. I don't know.
I mean, it's understandable.
Right? But yeah, propane has been extremely popular at Elliott Small Engine the past few weeks. They came and filled our tank last week, but the driver didn't leave a slip. I wanted to see how much we took, because it had to have been
almost a full pull. Yeah. So I went down to the boat show.
Yeah, how was that?
Friday night. It was awesome. It was the best.
I saw some pictures of Heath chilling on a new Parker.
Yeah, mainly because, so the weekend before, we decided to make plans. Leah and I were talking, and I was like, yeah, maybe Saturday or Sunday, we all go down. And she was like, yeah, we can see. Like, we'll figure something out. And then Heath texted me and was like, hey, was just talking with Laura. You want to do a boys-only trip down to the boat show? And I was like, that, sir, is quite possibly the greatest idea ever. Because I love spending time with my kids, but I can only tell someone to take their shoes off, stop jumping on a boat so many fucking times before I'm just like...
Before you're like...
Get me the fuck out of here. Dude, we walked every aisle. There was nothing, like...
No one holding you back.
No one holding us back. We just looked around. If they had had a 26-foot Parker there, we probably would have dragged it home with us. He is horned up for that boat.
How big is his?
21. So he wants to go a little bit bigger. And, like, we were on a 29.
Yeah.
That was the boat that they had down there. They didn't have a 26. But, I mean, that thing was fucking loaded. Full wet sound system. All the new... they've gone to, like, this... It's not the same as C-Deck. It's actually, like, a lower profile that still gives you, like, the good feeling of like standing on sea deck all day, but it doesn't have the sponginess to it. It's like, when you like step on sea deck, like at first it's like soft and then like you settle down.
I've never stepped on sea deck.
Oh, really? Yeah. So it's sort of like a 4 millimeter thick, like hard-ish foam.
Yep.
And then so like basically what they did was like, okay, we can get rid of all the fluff of having it be that tall and like be sort of a trip hazard, like where there's like transitions, and we can just go like 2 millimeters and just have it be that final layer of like where you actually end up when you're standing on sea deck. And this shit's awesome. And he's like, you don't get hooks buried in it. It's such a lower profile. Stuff washes off better. You can pressure wash this stuff.
Yep.
I was like, God damn. But that boat was decked out in that. They've got all their new colors. They're finally offering colors other than white and cream, which is nice. They finally figured out like people do like to customize things a little bit. They're only like 8 to 10 years late to that game, but... Yeah.
This is sea deck?
No, Parker. And, but basically from going from a 29 down to the 26, you just lose 2 seats. That's it. Everything else just kind of shifts back a little bit.
Yeah.
Because in the back they have a jump seat that like pops up in front of the motors facing the bow, and then the seat you lose is in the seat console. From the center console seats, there's a rear facing one that goes away, and it's like, well, that's okay.
They put their live well in a better space?
Yeah, it's in the transom.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Did you give them shit for that?
So we were talking to the guy that is one of the designers for Parker.
That's the fucking dude that fucking
I know. I didn't. I was too nice. I was really just blown away that I was standing on a fucking 29-foot Parker that I would buy in a heartbeat. Had a Seakeeper on it.
Yep.
Had Seakeeper's new trim tabs on it.
What are those?
So it figures out where the bow is riding and auto moves.
Auto adjusts.
Yeah, so you don't have to touch anything.
That's cool.
I was like,
I wonder what the delay is.
Instantaneous feedback.
No shit.
Yes. He's like, it's fucking incredible. He's like, you can jump up on plane and turn into like the sea and it will right you. I was like, God damn. He's like, it's fucking crazy. Like, technology's sweet.
Yeah.
But
so that'd be like coming across fucking like that day we were out coming by the prison and the tide was switching and there those huge swells. So you hit that and it would just immediately...
Well, so Seakeeper would just keep you straight. Okay. You just go through it.
Yeah.
The trim tabs is like if we jump up on plane and someone walks from like right side to, or starboard to port and changes your weight so the boat's listing, it'll pick up that side.
Oh. Okay. That's wild.
Yeah. It's insane. And then it had night vision camera on it, had radar, had 2 like 14-inch Garmin's in the dash, joystick control, autopilot, like.
So Heath was like calculating how many side-by-sides he needs to fucking...
$240,000 show price.
Sheesh.
Twin Yami 350s?
That's on the 26 too?
29. 26 I think is either 300s or 250s. I don't remember.
Shoot. But still, even at 250s, that's 500 horse.
Yeah. She moves.
I'd be so afraid to be on a boat that nice.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't even want to fish. I'd be so afraid to fucking ding a clouser off the side of it or something.
I watched him ding one off his own boat, and I was like, all right.
I'll just get you drinks. Sorry.
I'll sit at the helm and make sure nothing goes wrong in a boat that's doing it all itself anyways.
I'll tell you if an alarm goes off.
Yeah. But it has a full head down below. Like, it's a pretty sweet little boat.
Duck boats? Have any?
Zero. Suzuki, however, I fucking love them. They came out with new flat paint for their engines. Oh,
Garrett's a sucker for flat paint.
dude, flat black outboard. They have a flat white. They had a earth tone, so for like a duck boat. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, poof. And I went over and I was talking to the guy. So the way they do it, right, is it's not like each manufacturer goes. Mm-hmm. Each manufacturer is represented by a marina who they are an authorized dealer of. Yeah. So I was talking to the guy about it. And he's like, oh, what do you have? I was like, that 25 right there. I was like, that come in like a 60 or 70, 90 even. And he's like, it's kind of a bigger power range. Like, what are you putting this on? I was like, 18-foot Lund Alaskan. And he's like, I mean, yeah, we can get them in any size. And I was like, do you have any? He's like, no, they're all he's like, they literally just came out. He's like, these are the first ones that we got. And I was like, so no show price for like a 75 horse Earth fucking Suzuki 4-stroke? And he's like, no, not right now. And I was like, you just saved me like $9,000. He's like, well, here's my card. And I'm like, dude, you're on the Cape. I hate to break it to you, but I'm not driving to the Cape. Now, I'll drive to fucking Huntsville, Alabama to go pick up a duck boat, but I'm not driving to the Cape for a Suzuki engine.
Yeah.
I'll order that through fucking whoever up here. Well, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense if you're not going to get a show price.
No. They did come out with their 9.9. They came out, so the 9.9 is the biggest. I think it's the 9.9. It might have been a 5.5. Whatever. It has the integrated fuel tank, but they came out with retro Suzuki colors.
Oh, really?
Like the blue and the red and the white.
Yep.
Oh, thing looks so sick.
That's what George needs for his dinghy.
So I looked at a battery-powered outboard. He's getting a free outboard from Craig. We just have to make it run. Which, again, George makes all these grand plans and fucking leaves. So I'm probably just going to go get it from Craig. Because if I don't go get it, God knows when it shows up here. Probably fucking April 30th when he's like, oh, I need the rowboat. Well.
Now, I got a question about his docking situation.
Yes.
Can he go get the boat and bring it to another spot to load people?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I'm not going to fucking dinghy. I'll tell you that much.
No. Yeah, so there's the dock he goes down to get on, but then we can also go over and park on the Wells side.
Yeah.
Like the land side, not the peninsula.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Fucking. But like where you would go get coffee.
Yeah.
Go have coffee in the parking lot down there.
Yeah.
So that's where you enter that pier right there. Like kind of like if you turn around in there, it's on your right on your way out.
Yep.
That's where his dinghy will be.
Gotcha.
But he can go out and swing over to the other dock, no problem. Or you just park over there and go get on there.
Yep. Well, that's cool. Do they have any like cool flats boats or anything down there?
There was like two. There was a Maverick that I saw, and Sea Hunt had like their bay boat.
Yeah.
But nothing. I want a fucking bay boat with a step-through tower. So you stand on top of your center console. So you have a T-top.
Yeah.
And then there's a fucking sliding door. And then you slide that door and you have controls, electronics, and everything on the roof of the T-top.
Okay.
So when you're like in a river sight fishing, you stand up there so you can see everything.
They make that?
Yes. They're huge in Florida. No one will bring one up here. And it annoys the shit out of me. It's so sick. And, like, after talking to a couple guys, he's like, you know, a good bay boat, a good riding bay boat, he's like, you can handle 3 to 4 footers. I'm like, I don't know if I want to.
Yeah.
Like,
I was talking to Timmy about that little bay boat that he had with that 175. I think it was a 175. Yeah. He was like, that's almost scary in big water because it's so fast.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you're bouncing all over the place because it's so fucking, like, you just don't realize it.
Yeah.
Which makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, those guys down south are running those in, like, flats.
Yeah.
Like, they get nervous when it's 1 to 2 footers. And it's like... Nymphing is awesome. The Neometric. Welcome. Sorry, I did not read the chat. I said the chat was up on Instagram. It is. I just don't read.
Are we live on Instagram?
No.
Oh.
I put up a link to our live YouTube show.
Gotcha.
We're kind of a big deal.
Pretty much. Who said that?
The Neometric.
Oh.
I don't know.
Yeah, somebody, I forget who shared that nymphing book thing, but I saw it and I was like, fuck it.
Yeah. So yeah, I got some ideas on what I want to do with the duck boat, and I've pretty much narrowed down exactly what I want for a boat. I just got to go find it.
For a duck boat?
Yeah. 1553 is the...
Yeah, that's what you're saying.
I think I'm going to go gator tail. Unless I can find a Pro Drive. Pro Drive's new fucking 50 horse is just ridiculously sick looking.
Is that the one that has like...
It's a normal fucking boat motor with fucking exterior cooling.
Yeah.
Like a closed cooling loop. It's fucking sick. There's another company out there, Freedom Outboards. They're doing the same type of thing.
Yeah.
Although their cowling covers have this like giant fin on them. I'm like, that's kind of gay. I don't need a fucking shark fin on my fucking engine, thank you.
No.
I'd like to kind of keep a lower profile. That's kind of the whole point of the camo boat and such. Like, but I haven't broke down and got the ice fishing stuff out yet. Think
people are doing it. Although some jabroni fell through Knight's Pond.
Yeah.
Which they said he was treading water for 45 minutes. I was like, if he was treading water for 45 minutes, he would have died of hypothermia. Like, I don't see, as cold as the water is right now there, like how that's possible.
Yeah.
They said when they got on scene, he was holding on to the edge of the ice, like where he had broken through. But 45 minutes is a long time in that ice, in that water.
Yeah. Yeah, you're dead.
So,
sorry.
I don't think it was that long. But he was on the like the railroad bed side where the sun always kind of bakes in.
Yeah.
And that's where he broke through, I guess. Somebody told me today, Bigwood Pond up in Jackman, they got 17 inches of ice.
Holy fuck.
Like good black ice. Which is, I mean, it's great. I mean, obviously there's no snow. There's not a lot of snow around it to go with it.
No. Great ice skating winter so far. Yeah, I mean, most of the ice around us is good.
Yeah.
There's someone else that went through in New Hampshire. Lady died. I think it was in like Atkinson or something.
Yeah. Happens every year.
Oh, we changed over to, we're getting rain on fucking Saturday now? Motherfucker.
Yeah, they were talking like 1 to 3 Sunday night.
Yeah, not anymore. Not here. fucking maybe half an inch on Sunday. And then we're getting just rain on fucking Saturday night.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Well, in Elliott,
Ooh.
on Sunday night, it still says 1 to 3.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday are not looking great.
Nope. Those are going to be a little chilly.
You know, Tuesday might be a good old work from home day. 16 is the high. Oh. And this is the part of winter that I hate. Like, we have a little bit of snow, so it looks okay.
Yeah.
But this fucking freezing balls cold with no snow is bullshit.
Yeah.
But how do you go from 45 on Saturday to 16 on Tuesday?
And a low of 16 on Sunday.
Like, that's crazy. Oh, we might get half an inch of snow on Monday morning. That'll be nice. Fuck up the Monday morning commute. Great. God damn it. There's been a couple wild... It's been a wild time around here for driving.
Yeah. I saw on Facebook Marketplace today.
Yeah.
And you can tell me if this is a good deal. A Scott Title.
Yeah.
7-weight.
Yeah.
Lightly used, $250.
That's a decent deal.
Seemed like it. It was in fucking Alabama or something. Or Arkansas.
That's a bit of a drive.
Yeah. Well, they said shipping would cost.
Yeah.
But I just saw Aaron's story, and looks like he got some new Scott goodies. So I was just...
Oh, did he?
In my head. It's a picture of a Scott t-shirt, hat, and a fly rod tube.
Ooh.
So, I don't think he would buy just the tube.
Probably not. I like the fucking Sasquatch shirt, though. That's pretty dope.
Pretty cool. I don't really... I've been tying a lot. Ian is like... I mean, like I said in our group chat the other night, autistic people look at him and go, holy fuck.
Yeah, he has set a new bar. I think he sits down after every one of our episodes and goes, all right, I got to ratchet it up a little bit more.
Like making his own dubbing now.
Yeah.
And not just like, he doesn't just make his own dubbing. He has charts. Like, all those pictures he sent the other night of all his charts. And, I mean, it's absolutely insane. More power to him.
Yeah, I don't know how, why.
Me and Ian should start another podcast just based on tying called the Tism Tires. And he could just go off on rants about different material. And there's probably fly tying nerds out there that will eat that shit up.
Oh, my God. Yeah, I shaved my neighbor's cat so I could make a new fly. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. The buoyancy difference between this type of wire and this type of wire.
Between a Maine Coon cat fur
and a calico.
and a tabby. I did my own float test, actually.
Yeah. And the one thing that he doesn't have that I'm surprised is a test tank.
I'm shocked he has not built himself one.
Like, he just told me the other night when we were tying that he now has a steamer on his tying bench that he uses for steaming hackle feathers that get all like twisted up in packaging and stuff. He'll steam them before he uses them because it flattens them out nicely. And I'm like, that's a good idea, but how the fuck did you come up with that? Like, he's got like a coffee grinder he uses for making his dubbing mixes and stuff. Like, he is wild.
It's really quite remarkable. I mean, the fact that he has never fished a store-bought fly is crazy.
It's wild. Part of me wants to take one of his without him knowing, cut his fly off and just tie on a store-bought one just so I can be like, you didn't tie that one.
Yeah. Gotcha, bitch.
Yeah. I don't think
he's fished flies I've tied. Yeah. I know, but
but never bought a fly.
Yeah.
It's really cool. More power to him.
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome. I love fly tying.
That's the very tip, the fresh snow on an iceberg to Ian's tisms.
Yeah. He's just if I could go back to my high school art teacher who said I didn't have an artistic bone in my body and show him the fly tying that I do.
Yeah.
I could be like, see, you wouldn't have failed me for this ashtray if you could known I could do this.
See, you actually sucked at teaching and you did not find a way to, level with me and make me interested in your class.
I hated that fucking class so much. I wish I could remember his name, but it's so pointless. But it was pottery, and I would make ashtray after. I failed the class because I would just make ashtrays.
I mean, useful gift.
Right?
We told my daughters the story of my only detention I ever got in high school of me jumping out of a window in art class and drawing class. And so now anytime I say anything about school and stuff, they're like, well, yeah, but you just jumped out of windows. And I was like, okay, we are taking this way out. You know the whole story. It is taken out of context. You cannot use that against me like that.
We have this kid working at the shop part-time after school, and he's in high school. And he texted me the other day. He says, I'm going to be late. I have a detention. And he came in. I was like, what'd you have for detention? He's like, I left class earlier. I was like, what class? And he's like, wood shop. I was like,
why would you ever leave wood shop?
I was like, why would you ever leave wood shop early, first of all? He's like, I really didn't. But the teacher just has it out for me. And he goes to Marshwood, and I was like, who's the woodshop teacher now? He's like, Mr. Abrahamson. I was like, he's still there? I was like, he gave me fucking detentions for that. And I didn't even leave early.
Yeah.
I just got to the point where he would be like, I'm going to give you a detention. And be like, no, you're not. We're through this. He was also our computer-aided drafting teacher, and I failed that class, and I needed that credit to graduate, and I failed the final. And I went and saw him, and I was like, how'd I do in the final? He's like, you failed. I was like, did I fail, though? And he said, I don't want to see you back next year for this class, for this credit. So, no, you didn't fail. I was like, all right, see you later.
So you're saying there's a chance.
See you never. And he was actually he was a pretty cool guy. He was just weird, but fucking kids are relentless on him because a lot of kids take wood shop now because they take it to fuck off. Well, I liked it. I excelled at that class.
Well, yeah. But everyone takes we had shop 1 and shop 2, and then we had woodworking. Took all of them, but it was just because all of my friends were in them, and it was a way easier. It counted towards an art credit. And then I ran out of shop classes to take, so then I ended up in drawing. And the only reason I was in drawing is because 3 of my best friends were in that class, and we all sat together, and that's how it ends up with Garrett jumping out of a window.
Yeah. I mean, you're a product of your environment.
Yeah. I was a substitute teacher, too.
So that shouldn't even count.
That's what I said. I mean, she was a long-term sub, but whatever.
I had Abe Zacharias' sister as an English teacher, and she had a sub one day.
That apple fell pretty far from that tree.
And I was so relentless to that sub, saying we could do this. Miss Zacharias lets us go to the cafeteria whenever we want and get food. And everybody else in the class was like, he's lying. I'm like, fuck it, they're ratting me out. Yeah. I was like, this is bullshit. So then she came back and she made me write an apology letter to the substitute. I was like, this is fucking, she was a bitch. Like, this is bullshit. I was like, you literally have let me go to the cafeteria, get food, and come back.
Yeah.
I remember one time this kid in our class got a cinnamon roll from the cafeteria, showed up to it, and she walked over and she took the center of the cinnamon roll out and ate it right in front of him.
Well played. Well done.
He was so fucking mad.
I mean, the older you get and realize like who is actually teaching the children of the next generation,
Right?
fuck me. Like, and to think back at like looking at those teachers being like they know everything. Like most adults like having that like where it's like, oh, you know way more than me.
Yeah.
But then realizing like, oh, the reason we have fucking movies on fucking Fridays is because the teacher was at a fucking bender last night.
Exactly.
Like, God damn it.
Like I remember it was history, my junior year. I had first period. Mr. Zamarki was the teacher, and he was he was awesome. But he was a partier, and he loved the Red Sox. The Red Sox lost. It was the Aaron Boone when they lost in the ALCS against the Yankees.
Yeah.
And he wasn't in class the next day. And I never realized it for fucking years until I saw him out at a bar one night during, I think it was like 2009 or something. It was the year I turned 21, and I was talking to him, and the Red Sox were playing. I was like, come to think of it, 2003, after they lost to the ALCS, you had a sub that next day. He's like, yeah, I was so fucking hungover and mad from that series loss, I could never show up to school. I was like, but you showed up when they won it. He was like, yeah, because I just didn't sleep. I was up all night.
Yeah. I was actually still drunk.
And one of his best friends is Chip Kelly. And, like, later on in years, he'd be out partying with Chip Kelly at fucking the Roadhouse Tavern in Elliott and shit. It was like when Chip Kelly was the Oregon coach, he'd fly him out.
Yeah.
Private jet to fucking all the games out there and shit. Yeah, but that's a perfect description. Like, yeah, they called out because they were severely hungover.
Yeah.
And knowing, like, one of the kids in my class, his brother used to bang my English teacher, Abe's sister. Like, I'll say that freely on here because I know she doesn't listen to this, but it's just...
Yeah, I don't think so.
It's funny. And then I see her now, and she's like a school administrator.
Sorry. The fact that, like, there are a lot of teachers, like, I got thinking about that the other day. Like, we were going through, because Liv has one, Liv has, it's not, I don't know. For some reason, I feel like high school, teachers that are still in high school right now, it's not as bad, even though I did just have my 20th high school reunion.
Yeah.
But, like, my third grade teacher is still teaching.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, so you taught for 9 years.
And they were old then to us.
So I'm like, it was 29 years ago that you were teaching me. Like, you should be retired.
Right? Anybody that does that job that long should be fucking retired.
Or put in a fucking insane asylum.
Yeah.
Like,
because we're ruthless.
I don't know how people do it.
I'll
like,
never forget my high school principal coming into the shop years after I graduated. And he was like, Mr. McDougal. And I said, Paul.
Yeah.
And he goes, you can't call me that. I said, yes, I can. I'm an adult now.
I'm a big boy.
And then my high school guidance counselor that told me if I didn't go to college, I wouldn't amount to anything. And he came in, and I had to put his chain on his chainsaw. And I just did it, and I didn't say anything, and I just did it. And he was like, what do I owe you? I said, nothing.
Nothing.
Don't worry about it.
Just remember that when you cut down that tree and it fucking lands on you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I didn't tell you is I disabled the chain brake, you stupid fuck. Fuck, he was a dickhead. He's not even a guidance counselor anymore. I think he, like, does HVAC or something because he realized he probably could make more money. He was a douchebag.
I don't know what it's like now, but the whole guidance counselor, like, charade.
Yeah, like telling you this is what you need for grades to go to. Like, fuck that. Some kids just aren't built for college. I'm sorry.
No, but like the fact that like you have like York had 2 guidance counselors, maybe 3. 2. I think we had 2.
4 at Marshwood.
I think we had 2 for 150 kids. Like, you're supposed to fucking meet with all of us and figure out what our goals and like we're fucking 17-year-old retards. Like, let's be honest here. And I remember being like, "Yeah, I'm going to Maine Maritime." And they're like, "You want to look at?" Nope, done. Like, this is the plan.
I remember him asking me my goal for high school. I was like, to graduate. That's it. You're lucky if I get out of here with that. But I'm not going. Like, I ended up going to that trade school for equipment operation, which was great. It didn't work out, but like, fuck you.
I just can't get like.
He kept pushing community college and four-year schools. Like, you can go to USM, and I'm like, no, I'm not going to fucking college.
Not in the cards.
Sorry.
Well, and like, I can't imagine trying to do school now. Like, we still weren't allowed to use the internet.
Right?
For references.
And now you have to.
Yeah, there's no other option. I mean, I guess you could go to a library, but who the fuck really goes there?
I'm surprised they even still have libraries.
It's... yeah.
The only thing I went to the library for was to go on the computer. Because they didn't have, like, not everybody, like, now all the kids have
I just had to go because that's where study halls were.
I was able, my study hall, like, you had assigned study hall classes, and if your grades were good enough, you could go to the cafeteria for your study hall. Mine were never good enough to do that, but I would always my gift of gab was good enough where the teacher would just be like, you can go to the...
Yeah, you're actually a pain in my ass. Yeah, Get the fuck out of here.
The cafeteria. And then I would just go to the cafeteria and hang out with my friends. And then... Or I had one study hall with a teacher named Mr. Bowden. He's still teaching, and he's fucking awesome. And we would play cribbage during study hall, and that was always fun. And that kid Gus came in. He's like, Mr. Zamarki told me to tell you about that, or told me about the time that you fell asleep in his class and you he kicked the chair from underneath you. I was like, yeah, I'll never forget it.
Yeah. Yeah, I can confirm that happened, actually.
He was like, really? I was like, yeah. He's like, my friend fell asleep on his desk and he told me to knock his hand out from his head. I was like, yeah, he just came over and fucking ripped the chair out from underneath me. It was the early 2000s, man. You could get away with shit.
It was fucking lawless.
But that whole, like, that they call it the pod, like that whole pod of classrooms was it was Zamarki, Bowden, and there was 2 other history teachers. Mike Lewis from York, he was one of the teachers. Like, I had him, I think, sophomore year for crime and justice, and I walked in there, and he was like one of my favorite teachers ever.
Did you ever have Mr. Pierce?
Yeah. We didn't really see eye to eye. In fact, I actually ended up transferring out of his class to a different English teacher because we didn't really get along. But Mr. Lewis, I walked into his class, and I was the first one there, and I sat down, and he's like, I got a cold. I was like, that sucks. He's like, yep. And he pulls out a bottle of NyQuil out of his desk, and he fucking chugs, like, the whole thing. I'm like, that's NyQuil. He goes, yeah, we're watching a movie today anyway.
Yeah. I'm going to take a nap.
Dude, I think we ended up watching, like, some crime documentary or something like that. It was funny. Yeah, Mr. Pierce and I didn't really get along. Mrs. Burnham, that was another. She lives in New York. That was another teacher that I really, really liked. She was instrumental in me graduating.
She paid some people.
Well, she told I was going to drop out, and I told her that. And at that time, you had to have all your teachers sign off. And I was like, I'm going to need you to sign off because I'm fucking done. I'm dropping out. I was 18. I didn't need my parents' permission. I was like, this is fucking bullshit. And she's like, listen, I have 1 year left, and so do you. So if I'm staying, you're staying. It's like, fine, fuck it. So I stayed, and she was cool. But she was just one of those teachers. She was a bitch sometimes, but...
I think you gotta be.
I was dipping in her classroom. You walked in through the door, and the desks were in like a big U shape, and her desk was in the middle. And I sat, like if her desk was here, I sat right here.
Yeah.
And we were doing open reading that day where we were all reading from the same book, and we would take turns like reading a paragraph. And I was dipping, and I had a bottle like wrapped up in my sweatshirt with my arms like this, and I would spit, and she knew it. So she came over and sat down right in front of my desk and started everybody reading on the other side of the U. So it got all the way around, and she was right there, so I couldn't spit. So I had a fucking mouthful of spit. And I went to read, and it like bubbled out of my mouth. And she was like, "Don't do that shit! Don't do that shit in my class." I'm like, all right, well, you know now. So she called me a dumbass when I got suspended for smoking a cigarette on the bus.
Valid point.
Valid. I mean, I came to her. I was like, I'm gonna need my assignments for the next 2 weeks. She's like, why? I was like, I got suspended. She goes, for what? And I told her, and she was like, what is wrong with you, you dumbass? I was like, it was for $5. She goes, $5? That's it? I was like, well, I got 2 weeks off from school.
I never got suspended.
I got suspended every year for something. Most of it was in-school suspension. And a lot of it was like absentees, like just showing up late. Because if I didn't go to Voc in the morning, especially my junior and senior year, because I went to Dover in the morning. Like if I missed the Voc bus, I would just either go in late to school or drive to Dover, which was highly, like, you can't do that. You have to take the bus, and unless you have a note. But I would never get a note. I'd just drive there. And then I'd show up, and they'd automatically put you in school suspension. The school resource officer was always waiting outside for me. I'm like, this is a fucking drug bust? He's like, no, you got to go to in-school. Easier. You don't have a note. And then I started forging my own notes.
Yeah. George's signature is real easy.
Well, my senior year, I needed my mother to sign something. It was like towards the end of the year. I was like, I need you to sign this piece of paper. She's like, you might as well sign it now. I mean, they haven't seen my signature in 3 years. It's a good point. So I signed it.
Touche. Yeah, my mom's was way too, like, artsy.
Yeah. My dad's was a scribble, and my mom's, when I was in high school, I could do cursive pretty well. And hers was just straight cursive, Janice McDougal, so it was fine.
Yeah, my mom is one of those people that, like, you get behind at the fucking grocery store that decides to write a check, and the signature takes longer than fucking checkout.
Right.
And it's like, I'm going to fucking kill someone right now.
My signature now is just...
Oh, it's... Yeah.
Because I sign it so many times.
I do a G, line for the T's, and I do an H and a line.
I basically, I do a big H, and then I, like, a little scribble, a down line for the G, and then I go, and just like, it's an L. And for Hugh, and then it's like M, C, D, 2 L's.
Yeah.
Just simple scribble. And then my initial, I just do H, or one line, an M, and I loop the M back through for the
H.
The H. And that's pretty much what I do. Everything now is just my initial. Mandy's is like hers is super, super nice.
Leah got, because I sign my name so much at work. I used to sign my name so much at work. Where like when we were like buying houses,
Yeah.
Like I would be sitting there, like I'd just sign my name, sign my name, sign my name. She would have a bigger pile next to her than like we started with. I'm like, what is taking you so long?
Yeah, it was like that when Mandy and I bought our first car. I was like, done.
And she's like, and then she'll like fuck up signing her name, and I'm like, are you putting that much pressure on yourself to sign faster that you can't actually remember how to write your name? I was like, come on.
For years, my license was spelled. I had my last name spelled wrong on my signature because like it was like one of the first times doing the digital, and I fucked it up, and they just didn't say anything, and whatever.
Sounds good.
Yep. So, but those flowers that you gave me just popped into my head. It's a good thing because Mandy and I have been the anniversary of our first date was yesterday.
Oh.
And she got me a card.
Well.
And I didn't get anything.
Oh, no, you got her flowers.
Right?
There's no way she's going to listen to minute 56 of this.
No. Not a chance.
No.
It's like 10 years. You made the most questionable decision of your life.
We'll be married 16 years this year.
We'll be 7.
I'm going to try and maybe go out for our anniversary without having to go to the fucking urgent care this year. That'd be really cool.
Be sweet. We have to go to a wedding on our anniversary.
Fuck that. That's what you get. Well, I mean, you get her a nice dinner.
Right?
Yeah.
Don't cost me a thing.
Can dance.
Right?
Yeah. Cut a rug. Have at it, hun.
And it's right in the field where I deer hunt, so I'll be able to check trail cameras at the same time.
Perfect. Fucking just knocking all the boxes off.
Right?
Yeah, pretty much decided. I was like, yours and her brothers were the only two that like why no fall weddings. All right.
At least mine was in September.
Yours was early enough.
Yeah.
I did have to fly home from North Carolina for it, but
that was work.
That was work, and that was great to get home.
And we did it on a holiday weekend on a Sunday. So everybody had a day to fucking recover afterwards.
Yeah.
I could do it all over again. I'd pocket all that money and fucking get married at a courthouse.
Yeah, we had a good, like, I'm happy we did it for the people that were there to, like, that I cared about. I also look back and it's like, there were people I had on lists that I was like, I'd much rather them come to the wedding than other people that were there.
Same.
But, and it was really more on her, like, her friend choices. I'm like, I understand you've been friends with that girl since you're 4 years old, but you also haven't talked to her now in 16 years.
I had a whole list of blood relatives I wouldn't invite. Just out of spite.
I had one on that list that I was overruled with.
Mine was my aunt and her 6 kids. I said 4 of them are married, and I've never been invited to any of their weddings. Fuck them, and I haven't talked to them in fucking 10 years.
Valid point.
And I gave them a car and never got a thank you for it. So.
Did you still invite them?
Nope.
Oh, good for you.
I told my mother, I said, I'm not fucking inviting them. And she said, I really think you should. They're family. I said, I don't give a fuck. That's all I got. I've bitched enough. Well, I really haven't bitched.
No.
Funny story. Today I had a customer come in. He was on his way home from the vets because his neighbor makes their own dog treats. So he was there getting something from the husband, and the husband said to his wife, "Hey, give Justin a bag of the dog treats for his dog." She said, "Okay," or give Justin a bag of treats. So she went inside, got a bag of the treats, handed him to him. Justin was driving on the road, handed the dog a handful of treats. "Hey, these are good, buddy. Here you go." But the dog's eating them. Gets home, dog goes to step out of the truck after a fairly long drive. Not a long drive, but dog's fucking swaying around, can't walk, fell out of the truck.
Got some special treats?
Yep.
Oh, good.
Yep. Some edibles. Gave him 5 fucking 10 milligram edibles.
Now, was it known that those were edible treats for dogs? Or they were supposed to be for human consumption?
They were supposed to be for human consumption.
Whoopsies. Well, that's not great.
No.
I mean, probably funny, but not really.
Yeah. So it was like $700 at the vets.
Oh.
I was like, "What'd they do?" He was like, "Nothing."
Well, yeah, that is just a vet trip. That is literally walking the door.
I was like, "Did they tell you to were they gonna pump his stomach or anything?" He's like, "No, they just told me it'll pass." I was like, "That's a lot of fucking THC." I was like, that's 500 milligrams, right? 10 milligram, or is that 50?
That's 50.
50, yeah. I was like that, and he's a big dude. I was like, that's a fair amount of THC for you.
Yeah.
5 of those. Or, for somebody that doesn't do that, that's a lot of THC for you.
Yeah.
I was like, your dog must have been seeing fucking stars. He was like, "Oh yeah, he looked it. He was fucked up." He was like, "I was afraid they were gonna call the ASPCA on me or something."
I got my dog high as shit. I thought about it for Diesel. Just looking into weed dog treats.
Yeah.
I mean, the fuck, dude? He's old as shit.
Why not?
Why not just go through life fucking... I mean, he's pretty happy anyways. He just gets annoyed with the puppy now.
Because snap at him?
No.
No.
The puppy is just a psychopath.
Yeah.
So this week, since I finally have time and I'm not hunting and working, I've had time to work with him in the afternoons. And I threw probably 50 or 60 marks with him today. And he knows place. He's marking awesome.
Yeah.
He's hunting really well. Still, he's still young, but
I'm just so happy you have a yellow dog.
Dude, he is fucking living up to his name. Holy fuck, is that dog quick.
Is he?
And he's starting to get it, the faster I get there and the faster I get back, the faster I get to do it again. I'm like, yeah, we are going to...
He's not Jib and just get there fast?
No. Yeah, he actually brings it back. I'm like, all right, so we're already fucking one click above the last Labrador Retriever yellow lab we had. I've never taught a dog place before.
Yeah.
And I really wasn't sure how it was going to go, but I just started using it with him outside, and I'm literally just using the doormat to my shop.
Yeah. Is
what I'm using for him. And he's been really great at it. And then I came in tonight and I was having him do it.
Now place is that's the command of where he
So instead of heel, heel to be next to you, I tell him place and he'll go over and sit. And then I walk over because he's still young, he's breaking.
Yeah.
I have to hold him when I throw the bumper. So I'll tell him place when I'm not standing over there. I'm standing close by it. It'd be like me standing up now and telling him place to that mat there. and he goes over, sits, and then faces the way I want him to.
But in a hunting situation, that would be used for, like, if you were in an area where there was a remote area for the dog to sit, like in a house or on a platform or something.
Yeah, so I'm ordering the Momarsh platform tonight for him so we can use it for training, and then I'll get him a dog house for it for hunting season.
Yeah.
Although there's not too many places I would really use, and I just don't want to carry more shit.
Well, I mean,
but
you may not ever use it, but he'll know it, and you can practice it. So if you ever went on a timber hunt or something like that and brought your own dog,
right, he can sit up on a fucking
that's one thing
tree stand.
I could have taught Riley. I wish I did teach Riley, but Riley, I mean, that was the luckiest. That was the best hunting retriever you could get for free.
Yeah,
you know. So, but that's cool.
But yeah, he's fucking smart, and he wants to work. Like, it was funny tonight too, because like before you showed up, we had been out there until it was almost dark.
Yeah.
And then we came in, had dinner, and then like I went and sat in the other room. And normally, Leah sits on the couch, and I'll sit in one of the two chairs. And he normally climbs up with her.
Yeah.
And he came over and he was like sitting in my lap. And I was like, oh, are we finally figuring that? Because, like, Diesel was her dog.
Yeah.
Like, when he was a puppy, until he started hunting. And then was like, wait a minute. There's only one person in this house that's bringing me birds. And I like that human a little bit better. So, like, I came in and he, like, got up in my lap and was just, like, sitting with me. And I was like... And, like, he was chill, like, and I looked at Leah, I was like, you better start training him, because otherwise,
he's not going to be
he's not going to be Mama's dog anymore. And she was like, yeah, seeing that. And I was like, yeah, well.
It's funny.
But, God, he has rototilled my back driveway.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, dude, you got to chill.
Force fetched him yet?
I haven't even had to.
That's awesome.
Like, I mean, I'm going to work on hold with him, but, like, the first couple days with just throwing bumpers, like, he would drop it, like, within 3 feet of me, and then he started figuring out that, like, oh, if I just bring it right to him, he throws it faster. And so now he'll come up, and he'll stop, and normally I'll just take it from him and tell him drop.
Yeah, I mean, your mom worked with Riley a little bit on force fetch, but it was like one time.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he was like, yeah, fuck that.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that again.
No.
I was trying to explain force fetching a dog to Mandy, and
it's not fun.
No. She was like, what do you mean force fetch? I was like, it's not. It's not anything that you would want to witness.
No. And, like, the way he is right now, like, if I can keep him on this trajectory, I don't even know if I will force fetch him.
Yeah.
And, like,
you may not need to.
Well, and that's the thing is, like, the only thing he doesn't like right now is, like, when he's running back and the rope of the bumper flips up over his nose, he fucking hates that. Like, okay, dude.
What does he do? Does he stop or does he do
He's like trying to he'll like try and paw at it and like shake his head while he's wide open running back. And I'm like, dude, you are just gonna bundle yourself.
It's fucking hilarious. Oh, they're so fucking goofy.
But yeah, he's gonna be a fucking big dog though.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you can see it.
Like, he's starting to thicken out a little bit. Like, getting broader in the shoulders, and his neck is actually becoming he's no longer like looking like a puppy.
Yeah.
But he's still, you can tell, like, you grab a hold of him and you're like, you still got you've got inches to grow. This is not good. This is not a nice, small, light fucking boat dog.
He's going to be like the size of Teak.
He's going to be the size of fucking Senna.
Yeah.
We're going to be like, fucking 110-pound fucking dog. I'm gonna blow out fucking both shoulders trying to get this fucking thing into a boat.
Yeah, you better get him running on a ramp, on a ladder.
Yeah, but been trying to take my truck places more so he can ride along with me.
Yeah.
Mainly because I don't want him to sound like Lark in my truck. Fucking dog.
She whine?
Yeah, the whole time. Until, like, we're like 5 minutes from wherever we're going. It's like she knows. Like, could you just shut the fuck up? Like, what the fuck? But yeah, looking forward to doing a lot of... I really, like... After watching how smart he is, I'm like, all right, it's going to be a disservice if I do not, like, put a lot of time and effort into this dog. And who knows? Maybe get him some fucking ribbons, add to the wall. Diesel's one leg of his junior hunt title.
Riley has his HRC, but never did any AKC stuff with him.
I'd like to get him.
I liked the HRC stuff because it was more
lifelike.
Yeah.
Like hunting situation. Yeah. Like, yeah. The only thing is, like, the AKC is...
That's the standard.
That's where the money... Yeah. That's where his nuts become very valuable.
Yeah.
So I'm like, fuck it.
I'll never forget Riley's first HRC test and 2 or 3 guys coming up to your mom and I being like, is he available for a stud? And your mom going, nope, he's fixed. And then looking at me going, like, I didn't fucking know he was going to be like this.
Yeah. It wasn't my choice.
He was tearing the walls down at my parents' house. I had to do something.
10-foot centric.
Ooh.
Ooh, fancy boy. Yeah, I just fucking dog people are weird. That's my hardest thing with this whole thing. Is like I say I want to do this, and then I'm going to go to one fucking hunt trial, and I'm probably just going to choke somebody out.
Yeah. It was always really weird for me going to stuff like that with your mom because it was, especially, we did a couple things. I can't remember what they were, but like there was people there with dogs that didn't actually hunt.
Yeah.
Like they were just there for the accolade. And I was like, why the fuck wouldn't you hunt that dog?
Well, that's the whole problem with it all is like, especially just fucking people that own Goldens. God damn it. Just let the dog chase tennis balls for its fucking life.
Right.
They don't have it. I'm sorry.
That video that you sent me of that GSP the other night. But I couldn't own a GSP. It'd be doing a disservice for me to own a GSP.
Yeah, your morning walks would better turn into fucking morning marathons.
Yeah. 3 times a day.
Yeah.
I just don't.
That's like the dude Justin on. I follow him on TikTok. He's got 2 GSPs, Nelly and Remy.
Yeah.
And like he's like, yeah, we're going out, and like just he's got GPS trackers on him and just fucking lets him rip.
Yeah. I like the pointing Griffons. They're a little lower energy, but they're still high energy. We'll end up with another lab.
You can teach a lab to point.
It's not I don't want them for the pointing aspect of it. I just think they're really cool dogs.
I would take a pointer for like. It would be fun to go grouse hunting with a pointer.
Yeah.
Instead of just constant chaos with labs.
Yeah. It would definitely be fun, for sure. I mean, having a dog being able to do that, why wouldn't you try it?
Yeah.
I like them, like especially the pointing griffons. I just think they're a cool dog.
Yeah.
And like I've seen a bunch of videos where like guys that fly fish bring them with them and they just sit on the bank. And,
well, it's like I see like all the dudes with like their big black labs like in their drift boats and shit, and I'm like, dude, I don't have a dog that's on edibles. Like,
like I walked into Kidder Ace Hardware a couple weeks ago on a Sunday, and they've got this beautiful black lab that's there. She just came up, said hi to me. I was like, every lab I've met would be fucking running up and down every aisle.
Yeah.
And this dog is, I mean, she looks young. She may be older, but she just like came up to me, sat down, let me pet her. Then she followed me around like for one aisle and then laid down at the end of the aisle. And I came out and she got back up, went over and saw some other people. But like Turbo, could you imagine him being in a store like that? Like there'd be 1,000 Yeti bottles on the floor.
Everything would have to be 6 feet off the floor.
Riley, same thing.
Yeah.
Like your mom's dogs are great, but
they're psychopaths.
They're all super high energy, which is awesome. But yeah, you watch those videos of like the guys that got the big, cool, chill chocolate lab or black lab.
Well, I mean, chocolate lab is a different breed of dog.
I mean,
they are retarded.
Look at Doug.
Yeah. Teak. I mean, that dog was fucking number than a pounded thumb.
Teak would have been a good drift boat dog.
Yeah.
But it is cool to see him. But then there's some, like I was watching a wildfly video the other night, just killing time. And they were in Alaska, and one of the guides out there had his yellow lab on the boat, and the dog was jumping all over the place. Like if I was paying, I'm sorry, but if I'm like paying for a guide, and you've got a dog that's like that, I'm sorry, man. That's not fucking cool.
Well, that's like it's even where like guys are like, oh, you know, I've had people ask me like, oh, why don't you bring your dogs on the boat? 'Cause my dogs aren't for boats.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna have a dog that wants to come fucking fly fishing with me. Like, mainly because I don't want to fucking deal with that fucking psychopath.
Yeah. I mean, if you ended up getting a dog and it was a really chill persona, and then you try it out.
Yeah.
If you want to. But.
And also, my dogs like water too much.
Yeah.
Like, you're right. I could get rid of my fucking motor in the no wake zone and just hook a harness to the fucking thing.
Yeah.
And just throw a bumper and just go, fucking take me there. Here we go.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know how. I mean, it's cool if that's what your dog is for.
And I've seen some other videos
companion.
of like guys fishing and having like a guy actually like fishing and then having the dog run in the water and shit.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Oh, like Flylord's. Did you see one of Flylord's most recent posts?
No.
It was like, yeah, we took our dog. Our dog had to like mean mug every fish we caught. And like the dog is like straight up in the fucking fish's face, like teeth out, like.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, that's funny for like a little bit, but also like, what the fuck? Like, why?
But then like you see some videos where the dog is actually fucking cool.
Yeah.
Like it tends to be like those quintessential Montana drift boat. Like you're on the Missouri, the dog's just sitting in the boat all day long, relaxing. No,
my dog is the dog you see in the video of them ripping across in a duck boat, and the dog is standing up on the front deck and just takes a shit. That's where my dogs are at.
Yeah. And that's fine, and you realize that.
Yeah.
And you don't bring them on a boat fishing.
No. Like, just the amount of hooks and shit. Like, I just can't imagine.
Line. Like.
Yeah. Why?
Trying to cast.
Why?
God forbid somebody got a striper rod and then it took a bunch of line and now it's wrapped around Turbo's head.
I mean, it's like my cousin. Him and his fucking fiance got to bring their stupid little piece of shit dog everywhere. And the dog is a fucking prick. That dog is pissed in more rooms. Like, he comes to the house now, and your dog stays in your truck. Fuck you. You're like...
Which... Grafton?
Yeah. They have some little fucking wire brush fucking stupid little fucking dog named Gus. I mean, it says it in the name. And I'm like, all right, your dog is pissed in my house on more than one occasion. That's already too many. He doesn't listen for shit. You have to put an air tag on him because he doesn't listen. And they're like, yeah, but like we go everywhere with him. And I'm like, well, maybe have your dog fucking behave. Uh-oh. Oh. It's the boss. Yeah. She's making some fucking, I don't know, some fudge thing. She had to have it cold, chilled, so she just put it in the garage.
Mandy's grandmother will bring her fucking dog everywhere, and it's a long-haired Chihuahua.
For fuck's sakes!
And that fucking dog, she's bit me twice.
Oh,
and
now you get one. If you're under 20 pounds, you get one bite. That is my standing rule. You get one bite.
Human or dog.
Yeah. You take another bite, and you are now an extra point field goal. Like, fuck your life.
And they're always like, oh, take your hat off. She doesn't like hat. I'm like, no. I don't like, I'm a human.
Yeah.
I'm up here. That's a dog.
Yeah.
Customers, like, I've had people bring their rescues in the shop before, and they're like, oh, she's a little weary around men. I'm like, I want to be like, well, leave her in the fucking car then, because this place is full of men.
Dude, I cannot stand people that, like, insist on bringing their animals places that are not behaved. Like,
Just like kids.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's a whole other ballgame of actually raising children. But
yeah, leave your fucking nasty asshole.
Like, I don't even like
Sarah McLaughlin commercial in the fucking car.
I don't bring my dogs anywhere because of other people's dogs. Yeah. Like, we've taken like Senna for a walk, like on the beach and shit, and like someone inevitably let their stupid fucking dog run up to her.
Aren't they supposed to be on a leash?
Yeah, it's sort of. You're supposed to be under voice recall.
Okay.
But that doesn't work.
Well, that goes under, like, command.
And, like, I make her sit. Like, she's also kind of blind now, so that's interesting. So I don't know how it would go now. But, like, two years ago, right? Like, we're down at Harbor Beach. Take her down there, and I bring a ball, and I'll let her run free, because I know she listens. But, like, we're just walking down. And if I see other people with dogs off lead, I normally will not let her off. And dog comes right over, and I make her sit next to me. And the dog all up in her face, and she's big. And, you know, inevitably, it's some fucking 55-year-old fucking twat waffle from Massachusetts. Oh, don't worry about Henry. He's friendly. And I just look her dead in the eyes and go, she is not. Control your fucking dog.
Yeah.
And they're like, whoa, what? And I'm like, the whole point of this is you have recall on your dog. This dog is 110 pounds of fuck you.
Yeah.
If she decides Henry looks like a fucking squeaky toy, I'm not going to be able to stop her. So.
Ask my mother's dog.
Yeah. Do with that with what you want. Like, I don't really care.
And then their first recourse is, then why do you have her at the beach?
Yeah. Well, why don't you have control of your fucking dog at the beach?
Yeah.
And, like, yeah, it's... and that's where, like, I see people that are like, oh, we should have a dog park. I'm like, no.
Might as well have a cage fight.
Yeah. Like, oh, my dog got sick from the dog park. Oh, really? No shit. Huh. Weird. Who would have thought it? But yeah, I can't wait. Get that dog ready to go. It's going to be awesome.
Yep.
I've got a lot of confidence for next duck season.
That's good. Without confidence,
Where are we, really? Aaron said he found a scientific angler line that he really liked for freshwater.
I wonder what it is. I have one that I got that I really like.
From SA?
Yeah.
Wonder if it's the same stuff.
I won mine at a raffle.
You're on a fucking tear with raffles.
This is the one I won a couple years ago. It's SA Amplitude, I think. Amplitude Smooth. I have the box at home. I got a new UV light from Loon, and it came in like this cool box. Like,
did you get the rechargeable one?
No, I wanted to try their little mini one. I don't know why. I need to just buy a rechargeable one because I have my cheap one that I bought on Amazon, which has worked and works fine for what I'm using it for. But the Loon one was like, I think it was $18 or something like that. So I bought it. The only thing I don't like about it is it doesn't have a switch. It's a twist.
Yeah. I have that same Loon one, and I bought I was just another week moment at Eldridge Brothers Fly Shop, and I was like, I forget who even makes it, but they carry the rechargeable one.
Solarez, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, that looks really nice, and I'm really sick and tired of trying to like put on the UV glue, get the light, make sure I twist it the right fucking way, and don't pop the battery out like I did the last 4 times.
What I started doing with it, and I'm just going to end up burning through batteries, but Ian turned me onto the trick, is just turn it on and set it on the bench.
Yeah.
Just face down, and then just grab it, do it, set it back down.
Yeah.
And
they're just, they're AAAs. Those are dime a dozen.
But,
life hack. If you need batteries, Harbor Freight.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, you can get so many batteries there. I bought all my AAA batteries for hunting season.
Oh, no shit.
From there. And I was like, a AAA and AA's. And I'm like, whatever. Like, I'm going to go through them. They're going to be in shitty conditions.
Yeah.
Like, especially like the motion decoys. Like,
my trail cams, I bought really nice, good Duracells, but I'm going to buy lithium ones next year. So they last a lot longer. But I am going to end up buying the Loon rechargeable one. Just because I'm using it enough now where I can justify it. I mean, obviously, I can't really justify it because I'm not making any money on it. But I'm also, like, all the top flies I'm tying for you
are all UV.
Yeah, and you gave me a lot of that material. So it's not like it's costing me anything.
I'd say, do you want the light? But I use the UV light and glue more to put fucking stupid things my kids break back together than I do fly tying.
Yeah. So
or fix waders.
But that's what I'll probably end up doing with that Loon one, is just putting it in my fly fishing bag in case I gotta.
Yeah.
Because I have a wader repair kit, so I might as well just have that. But back to what I was saying. Came in a cool box. So Mandy was going through stuff, and she was like, "Do you want me to throw this away?" I was like, "No." So he goes, "Why?" I was like, "It's a cool box."
Yeah.
He's like, "What are you going to do with it?" I said, "I'm going to put it in this drawer in my new fly tying cabinet with my other cool boxes." She's like, "You have a drawer with cool boxes in it?" I was like, "Well, actually, they're just empty fly line boxes with spools on them and shit." Well, but yes, they're cool boxes.
Dude, I bought a call. I got sucked into an Instagram, TikTok. Yeah, that's the stuff. Amplitude and a Duro.
Yep. Yeah, I've got one. It's on my Maine Fly Guys 5-way. I think it's the Anandro.
I said, Hugh says it's good stuff. He uses it. Welcome to the show.
The one time fly fishing related, I have something that Aaron just got.
Yeah. No, dude. Oh. No. Let me find this, dude. Oh. Where's the sound clip? Fucker. Dude, listen to this thing.
This time, wood duck calls. Back in stock. Take a listen.
So sick.
That sounds really good.
So, I heard that sound clip and I was like, "Yep, gonna go ahead and order it."
Got me.
I mean, the dude looks like a psychopath. He calls himself Mr. Clean, and I mean,
He looks like
yeah,
a fucking murderer.
yeah, yeah. I wouldn't trust him with a fucking flock of goats. But sent a fucking. So it's a tiny call. Like, it's really weird. Like, it's only like that tall.
Yeah.
But it's shaped like a regular duck call. But it came in like a velvet box.
Oh, some of the duck calls are fucking awesome.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, you see those cases over there that look like glasses cases? Yeah, no, those are duck call cases.
I still have my, remember that zinc call that Chad got
Yeah.
us, like, call for a cure or whatever?
Yeah.
I still have that case, and still have the call, obviously. But yeah, I've got all the, like, all my super nice acrylic calls. I still have all the, yeah. All right, I gotta go to the tobacco store.
All right.
Thanks.
That's it for the evening.
Thanks for listening, folks.
Thanks for watching along.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Neometric.
Well,
We'll actually try and look at the chats next week. Maybe.
maybe we'll see if next week. I don't know if I'm gonna try to go to that meeting or not. We'll see what happens. But
We can go live stream it.
yeah, I'm sure they'd love to have us.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Can we hurry this up?
Yeah. I gotta go back to that buffet. You want to stop yapping for a minute?
So, but we'll see you next week. Maybe. We love you. Tie some shit. Send us pictures.